Welcome to the part 2 of the Welding Coordinators review. We have already discussed in the part 1 about the introduction of the standard. In this, we will see what is the layout of the standard and what are its contents. And here we see two annexure A and annexure B also, which is about the assessment of welding coordinator personnel, and the second one is the essential welding. So starting with the scope, uh, basically these are primarily the boundaries are within the limits that the scope has to work within, and it is given that what are the things that are to be covered in the scope. Secondly is the normative reference. It implies that what are the standards which are related to this standard and how that will be covering those standards, and what are the extracts that will be referring with the main standard from those standards. There are certain terms and conditions and definitions which are in the standard, which has been listed for easy understanding of the terms during the course of training. So it becomes easier for the candidates to understand what the terms are. Task and responsibilities. This is regarding the welding quality and its related tasks, and also the specification for the task and responsibility. These are the responsibilities, tasks and responsibilities for the welding coordinator. Coming to the job description, it's basically the task and responsibilities and what are the extent of authorization, means what are the powers and what are the authorities that have been given to the coordinator. Then comes the technical knowledge and competence. Here we cover 3 levels of the competence of the personnel, and these are basically coordinators. In this, the major one is the most important one is comprehensive level, where most of the details are covered. Second is the specific level, that is the standard level that we cover, and the basic level where the basic things are the most least wanted. That means the basic qualities means the minimum qualities that are required, or experience or expertise that is required in the coordinators will be discussed. Coming to the annexure A regarding the assessment of welding coordination personnel and the essential weldings. This appendix B actually relates to the contents of ISO 3834, which we will be discussing now. This is the contents of ISO 3834. So here, all these contents are listed. That means this 3834 is the implicit part of the standard, that is welding coordination ISO 14731. That means it is embedded into the standard and form of a annexure B. Coming to the review of the requirements, here we study the product standard and the capability of the manufacturer. Here, the capability of the manufacturer implies whether the manufacturer has got the adequate infrastructure, whether he's got the manpower, who's got the expertise, or they have the adequate know-how. That expertise with the personnel are basically should be there, or he has got the standards which he can apply. So the capability of the manufacturer is very important, so to execute a task. Coming to the technical reviews, here the parent material specification and the weld joint properties are to be listed, and he should have the experience and expertise to know all this. Coming to the welding personnel, the personnel basically regarding the qualification, experience, and the expertise that they have will be studied here. About the equipment, the know-how about the equipment and the operation and its maintenance will be discussed here. In the production planning, what are the basic plans of production? How from starting the concepts are formed, the plan is made, the weld plan is made, and thereafter how it is executed will be completely discussed in the welding planning. Coming to the qualification of the welding procedure, that means here we are making the procedure in form of a WPQR and the WPS. So this is about the WPS and this is about the WPQR here, where we are actually listing out all the essential variables, supplementary variables, and non-essential variable embedded into that along with the process. And then we studied all this procedure specification in the form of a WPS, which we'll be discussing in details for each of the standards, like if we deal with the ISO standards, or we deal with the ASME standards, or with the AWS. So any of these combination or the form, we can make this WPS. Work instruction, how the work is to be carried out, how it has to be given to the people down below, and the instructions are passed in writing. So becomes the work instruction. Welding consumables, what are the filler materials that we'll be using for the complete process? So the coordinator should have the knowledge about that. This material means base material. It can be in any form. It can be in form of a ferrous material, non-ferrous material, or something like a mild steel, carbon steel, or stainless steel in those forms. Inspections are the one that during the inspection means the inspections before the welding, during the welding, and after the welding. Basically, these are the inspections that you have to carry out, and that will be in the form of VT, RT, UT, PT, MT, or it can be bend, tensile, and break test. So these are some of the forms of the welding inspection. Non-conformance means any of these defects or the non-conformances are there due to various conditions, and it can be environmental, it can be technical, it can be human, and how we are going to correct these non-conformities or the defects will be studied. Coming to the calibration and validity of measuring, all the equipment should have been calibrated, which is being used. All the gauges should be calibrated so that what are the measuring we are doing, that should be basically correct. Identification and the traceabilities in form of that the equipment that being calibrated, whether they have been identified and they have been linked with the traceability back without any break of the norms. So this becomes the traceability. And finally, the quality records. That means we should have all the quality records combined for the process. So here we come to the end of the part 2 of this. And again, I want to just emphasize that please register yourself for the free welding webinars, which will be very, very important. And it is free. You can get us contacted online through your mobiles, through your laptops or desktop, and just share your name, email ID, and mobile number to our contacts given below, and you will be beneficial to the maximum extent. And also, I want just to make a mention that you are most welcome to do the practical training if you feel so after the webinar you have attended, and so you can do the practical training or the practice at our organization establishment at Mohali, joining Chandigarh. And if you feel that you want to undergo any of these welding program or training courses like a SMAW, GMAW, RGTAW, otherwise known as stick welding, MIG, or TIG. So these all facilities are available with us. So you can do these courses. We'll be honored to make you attend these courses, and also to highlight that these courses are very, very important for the people who are aspiring to go abroad for jobs, for studies, and because these programs that we will be doing, they have got the international recognition of the American Welding Society, USA. So thus, if you attend these webinars or attend any of these courses, it will be very, very beneficial to you in a longer run and in your professional careers. So do register and do attend the webinars. And if you like that you need to attend one of these training courses, you're most welcome. It will be honored. Thank you and goodbye.